it be like to suddenly find out your heritage is not what you thought? That's what's happening for thousands of people in Poland right now.
They are among the remaining Jews living in Poland, once part of a population in the millions. Now the few survivors are rediscovering their heritage. And our guest tonight on Newsmakers is photographer Gary Gelb, who is documenting this culture through his images. And welcome, Gary.
Hi, John.
Tell us, what inspired you to start this project?
Well, I had been looking for a good documentary project to sink my teeth into, and a good friend, the writer Larry Mayer, had suggested that there was really a terrific story in Poland involving the Jewish community, and we shook hands after a 5-minute conversation, and 2 months later we were there.
Gary, how has the Jewish community in Poland changed since its height prior to World War II and now after the fall of communism?
Well, prior to World War II, Poland had 3.3 million Jews in it, more Jews than anywhere in the world outside of the United States. We all know what happened during the Holocaust, and Poland especially, they lost 3 million Jews, more than 90% of the community. The years following World War II saw here and there government-sponsored anti-Semitic purges and pogroms, and there was really no Judaism, so to speak, until the wall fell down in '89.
And a lot of them, as I understand it, Gary, really hid their religion in order to save themselves, and as a result, a lot of that heritage has been lost. Some of the younger Jews living in Poland don't even realize that they might be Jewish. You've got some images that you've taken, some photographs, which we'd like to show right now. And Gary, if you will tell us about each one of these pictures that we have here tonight.
Sure.
Okay, what is this?
Okay, this is in southern Poland at a place called Rickwald. It's a camp sponsored by the Ronald S. Lauder Foundation, and it's what I call an Orthodox Jewish training camp / retreat, really teaching Jews how to be Jews again. And this is the Havdalah ceremony at the end of the Sabbath.
Okay, and if we have another image here, let's show that. There we go.
Okay, this is a different camp closer to Warsaw, sponsored by the Joint Distribution Committee, and this is more of a secular camp where Jews from the community come to get together. They celebrate the Sabbath together and just partake in not so much religious activities, but just have a chance to spend some time with other Jews, which in Poland is not so easy to do these days.
Very symbolic there too, isn't it, with the older woman and the younger child and the net between them and playing ping pong, somehow bringing the generations together. I think we have another one here to show too as well. There we are.
Okay, that's Shmuel Roth. Shmuel was the last religious Jew in the area known as Galicia. Galicia, that being the southeastern part of Poland, and this was the heart of Poland's Jewish community, lived here prior to World War II. Shmuel actually continued to maintain his Jewish religion, kept the Shabbat, followed all the rules in a place that it was very, very difficult to do so. And when the synagogue was finally taken by the government about 25 years ago, Mr. Roth and his brother actually brought the Torah and other artifacts from the synagogue and rebuilt a smaller synagogue in their apartment.
So he kept the flame alive there.
Yeah, Gary, these images are part of a multimedia presentation you're giving tonight. Tell us about that.
That's right. Tonight we're going to have a presentation consisting of slides from this documentary project, dramatic readings, and a little bit of music. And it's going to be over at the Centerpoint Theater at 150 South Street on the corner of Park, right by Trader Vic's. It starts at 7:30, and we've got some actors reading the different parts, and I'm very, very excited about it.
If we can show it, and I believe we have a graph that shows the time and the location for this tonight. Do we have that? Do we have that? There we go. Okay. So, Gary, this is what you were telling us about tonight. And this starts right after the newscast tonight, so folks have a little time to get over there.
Yeah. Gary Gelb, thank you so much for joining us, telling us about your labor of love. I'm sure you'll get a great turnout tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Gary.
Ty Ray's up next with sports.